Yes, Amelia, well, it's certainly quietened down a little bit by now, but earlier the party really was in full swing here. Now, San Remo Road here in Bedfordshire was the scene of a huge street party back on the 8th of May 1945, and some very rare cine-film footage captured those celebrations. And there actually, if you can believe it, were 3 residents that lived on the road then that still live here now: Mary, Maureen and June. Well, earlier today I caught up with 2 of those residents, Mary and Maureen, as they came out to celebrate this huge milestone from the socially appropriate distance of their front doors. Bunting's been hung, the garden furniture brought out, and there's tea and cakes aplenty. On San Remo Road in Bedfordshire, they're marking the anniversary of VE Day exactly as they did here 75 years ago. The street party here in May 1945 was captured in this rare cine film. It's some of the only footage that exists of a VE Day celebration in the east of England. Mary lived here then and she's still here now. She was 12 in 1945 and remembers that day.
There was great excitement in the village. I can remember them fetching all the chairs and tables and so out and making arrangements. Really, it went on all day and all evening. In fact, I don't think we went to bed after the kids at night that time, you know.
Maureen has also lived here on this road all her life. She remembers the sense of relief.
Oh, the celebrations down here was marvellous because there was people from the street who were in the war, you know, so they were glad to get home.
For Betty, whose brother Charlie died in the Second World War, the 75th anniversary of VE Day is an important milestone.
We should remember them because they tried to look after us in the war. You know, like the other brothers, they was in the war, but they all survived, but Charlie didn't.
And for those organising today's socially distant festivities, it's been made all the more special by the current coronavirus crisis.
The war was about keeping communities and keeping places safe, and that's what we've continued to do. You know, my children were involved in making decorations and making food for today. They really understand why we were doing it. It's about community.
Despite the current difficulties, this is a community that's united now, as it did then.
So Helen, I bet the atmosphere today was beautiful, wasn't it?
It really was, Amelia. There genuinely was a really festive atmosphere here today. They had loudspeakers out playing Virulin. At 1:30 everyone came out, had their sandwiches and their scones. Even an ice cream van turned up and people queued up at 2 metres. The police even popped by, but they seemed perfectly happy to see people enjoying today's celebrations from the social distance of their front gardens and their front lawns. Now, we know that these scenes have been repeated across the country, and there are still a few people behind me enjoying this very warm May evening. Whether they'll make it to the national sing-along at 9 o'clock, I'm not sure.
Thanks so much, Helen. Thank you.